Shalom, shalom, Mr. Brother Mouser.
Shalom, shalom. It's your brother, Shemawa all.
Khan, and we going into the destruction of Nicanor, right? For those who don't know, this Saturday at sundown, February 28th, the destruction of Nicanor is beginning, right? It's a quadruple Sabbath, right? So it is one of the ones you got to get extra prepared for because, we got the Friday night to Saturday night, the regular Shabbat. Then we got destruction of Nicanor Saturday to Sunday night. And then you got Purim right after that for 2 days. So, hey, we got a long weekend ahead, man. But specifically in this video, we touching on the destruction of Nicanor. I just had to put that out there. Quadruple Sabbath, we got to get prepared for. You got to.
All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to Yahweh, who the world calls God. Bashem Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ, man. All praise to the Most High, right? Yeah, so we're going to go into destruction of Nicanor, a beautiful feast day. We get to celebrate, the destruction of the house of Esau, because they got feast days. Their holidays is to celebrate the destruction of the Jews, Jerusalem, Israel. Now how about it's our turn. Sooner or later it's gonna be forever. They ain't gonna have no celebration of our destruction. you know so I'm gonna start it off with Sirach chapter 33 verse 7 through 9, right? And say, why do one day excel another when all when as all the light of every day and the year is of the sun? By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Right? The Lord, he altered seasons and feasts. Right? Verse 9, some of them hath he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days. So the Lord made ordinary days and he made high days. He's a just balance. And one of the high days which we bringing out is destruction of Nicanor, man. We supposed to keep the days of the Lord that he set up. You know, you got people saying they believe the Bible, but they ain't keeping nothing that's in the Bible. They celebrating, the old wicked, Christmas and birthdays and Easter and Halloween and Valentine's Day, all these wicked pagan holidays, but they say they believe the Bible, right? I'm gonna read verse 9 again. Some of them he had made high days and hallowed them, and some of them he had made ordinary days. People out here celebrating sweetest day and them ordinary days, man. Them days just vanity, right? We're gonna go to Nahum. I'm gonna go to Nahum. Nahum chapter 3. Chapter 1, Salakia. All right. Bear with me. Nahum chapter 1, verse 15 says, behold, upon the mountains the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feast, perform thy vows. Right? So the Lord commanded, hey, keep the feast, we in captivity as it is. The Lord's give us mercy and grace and, to know our heritage, to know the high holy days, right? The new moons and the feast of tabs, the Passover, and keep them the best of our ability. So it's only right to keep these feast days, man. It says, O Judah, keep thy solemn feast, perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off, man. Right? So this is our heritage. We commanded to keep these feast days. You're not commanded to keep Valentine's Day. Why? Because it's not of the Most High. You're not commanded to keep Christmas. It's not of the Most High. Anything that was not decreed by the Lord, you should not keep. Right? So let's go to First Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1. First Maccabees chapter 7, verse 1. Right? Like the brother brought out, February 28th, on a Saturday sundown, is the destruction of Nicanor, if you didn't know. Right? Drink the sweet, eat the fat, be in mirth, remember the mercy and the victory of our forefathers. The mercy of the Lord, most importantly. First Maccabees chapter 7, verse 26. It reads, Then the king sent Nicanor, one of his honorable princes, a man that bare deadly hate unto Israel, with commandment to destroy the people, man. Right? This is during the time of the Greek captivity, right? In 331 BC to 146 BC. And Nicanor had great hatred, man. What Jake failed to realize is that the so-called white man hates you. It doesn't matter if you go to work and he's smiling your face and got weird jokes. He shakes your hand. He tells you good morning. He gives you a donut. Or he said you can have his part for the week. That doesn't matter. He has strong hatred towards you. It said Nicanor, right? One of his honorable princes, a man that bare deadly hate unto Israel. It says deadly hate, perpetual hatred towards Israel, man, towards us, man. Right? Let's go to Genesis 25, verse 22. Right? This is during the Greek captivity. Now we in the belly of the beast, man. Right? We passed Rome, and this hatred is still going on. Genesis chapter 25, verse 22. Right? Genesis chapter 25, verse 22. And children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Why are we bringing this out? Because Nicanor is an Edomite. Got to know who he is. Right? Nicanor is an Edomite. And who they descend from, because Edom comes from Esau. Edom is Esau. The white man is Edom. Right? It says, and the children struggled together within her, Salakia. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. It says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Right? Going into Jacob and Esau, man. Right? Nicanor is a descendant, right, of Esau. Right? He is the children. He's in the house of Esau, man, the so-called white man. And he has perpetual hatred towards Israel. Esau had perpetual hatred towards his brother. That spirit is carried on. Right? Let's jump down to verse 41. Right? Like, if you got some, go ahead. Right? Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. Right? Because this has been going, hey, Esau hated Jacob, man. And you see his children, right? His seed still has that hatred because it's a spiritual thing. This is not no coincidence of why the so-called white man hate you. It's not about skin color. It's none of that, right? Verse 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. This been going on since BC, man, right? And he finds comfort trying to kill us. These people have comfort of seeing a so-called black man get punished. Blood spilled on him. Don't want to get too rated R, but it is what it is. That's the hatred that Esau has towards Jacob, and it prolonged to 2026 AD because we have the blessing. He desires that blessing, and he doesn't have it. He gave it up like a fool, right? Like a fool, he just gave it up. Right. Let's go to Psalms 97, verse 10. Right. So Nicanor is an Edomite. Right. He's of the house of Esau, man. And he had hatred towards Israel. And he had a wicked device in his mind to destroy us, as they do to this day. Psalms 97, verse 10. Psalms 97, verse 10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. And most I want to get into it, the Lord delivered us out of the hand of the wicked. By who? Judas, Simon, Jonathan, right? And plenty other accounts and captivities that we were in. The Most High delivered us out of the hand of the wicked, and He's gonna do it again, right? No, the Lord is not a man that He shall lie or repent. You know, if the Lord done it in Egyptian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, right? The Persian, the Medes, the Grecians, Rome, right? Best believe it's gonna happen again in America. We in the last captivity, man. Right? So I'm gonna read that again. It says, Ye that love the Lord hate evil. So if you love the Lord, you will hate evil. You will hate celebrating these wicked holidays. You will celebrate you will celebrate destruction of Nicanor. Because you know that, hey man, this our forefathers destroyed them. Our forefathers protect the temple. Our forefathers protect, you know, the words of the Lord, right? The gospel. They had courage in the Lord. They didn't lean upon their swords. They leaned upon the Lord, and look what happened, right? But you got to,
Hey, first off, I want to say shalom to the brother, the mighty brother in the comments. All right, for tuning in, man, getting his word. Hey, like the brother bringing out, man, it's straight up and down. Them people have never liked us, and they will never like us. It's such a deep hatred that when the original Esau, when his own daddy was dying or had just died, he wasn't even so much worrying about grieving over his own father. He was worrying about, once I'm done grieving, I got something for my blood brother Jacob. You know, like God forbid any of our parents ever leave this earth anytime soon. But just imagine one of your siblings, they ain't even worrying about mama dying. They ain't worrying about that. They worrying about what they gonna do to you once they get over mama dying. Well, you know, once I'm done mourning grandma, hey, I got something for cuz. Just imagine that. That's such a wild mentality. You know, so if even in one of the worst times, I can't think of much worse that can happen than losing a parent. Even in that time, that man is worrying about what he gonna do to you. And that's why you can never trust your enemy, man. I don't care what happened, I will never trust Esau. You can't convince me that they the cool ones now. You know, Esau love to do that. Oh, I'm one of the good ones. I got black friends. That's their favorite thing to say. You know, I dated a black guy before. Like that's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like they get cool brownie points for that. You know? Let me get this in Sirach chapter 12. I was looking for another precept, but hey, it is what it is. The most I want me to bring it out, I'll bring it out later. It's Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. See, the thing about iron, it's gonna rust eventually. I don't care if it take a year. I don't care if it take 10 years. I don't care what happened. Like at my so-called job, we got this certain thing that we gotta spray on the parts to keep it from rusting. You gotta do artificial stuff to keep it doing for what it naturally wants to do. And it's the same thing for Esau. Just like them metal parts, you got to put certain types of oil and stuff to preserve them to keep them from rotting away and rust. It's the same thing with them. You got to create law. You got to make it not cool for them to be racist, just to keep them from doing what they naturally want to do. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then they slip up. But see, nowadays it's not cool. You can lose your job, you can lose your career, you can get what is that word called when people get doxxed? You can get doxxed now. They'll drop your address, drop your kid's school address. So you know the so-called white man, they be having to kind of chill now. They be like, okay, you know. I remember I used to be on Facebook. It used to happen all the time. They'll say something crazy in the Facebook comments, man. Next thing you know, this is such and such, such and such. They put their whole government name, their social security, you'll get doxxed. So they be having to just be cool about it. And that's literally what this verse is going into. Let's keep going. Sirach chapter 12, verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Is that not literally a perfect description of the so-called white man that we got to deal with today? Like I just said, I got black friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh, I love Tupac. I listen to his music all the time. You know, they think because they didn't watch Paid in Full and Friday a couple times that we supposed to be best friends now. Because they listen to Sexy Red, you know, they got some Boss Man D-Lo playing. Who else Jake listen to, man? I can't even.
Damn, it's some new rappers now. They got some weird
You know
names.
what I'm saying? They got some new rappers now, but y'all get the point.
Yeah.
Just because they listen to a little bit of Boosie, man, we supposed to be buddies now.
Gucci Man.
You know, Gucci and all that. Hey, that's not how it works. It literally says, I'm going to read verse 11 again. It's Sirach chapter 12, verse 11. Then I got one more precept and you got it. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Don't fall for it. That's what the Lord is saying. Though he humble himself and go crouching. Just because he held the door for you to go into work this morning, that means you trust him now. Like the brother said, he gave you a donut. Hey, because they threw you a pizza party, because you helped the company make $2 million this month, that mean that they like you now? You employee of the month now? You know what I'm saying? You was running a couple minutes late to work. He clocked you in, so now y'all besties. Now Esau ain't that bad, because he saved you from getting a point from being late to work. He let you skip him in line at the damn grocery store. And now Esau, you kind of all right, man. Not at all. Hey, the Lord say, even though he go crouching and he all humble and all docile, hey, Esau came to Jacob. And Jacob knew what was going on. Then Esau came trying to give hugs. Jacob knew what it was time was coming. It said Jacob was, man, I wish I could get that account. But hey, since the beginning, that man has had extreme hatred for a birthright that he sold. We didn't steal that. That's another misconception that a lot of people got. They like to say that Jacob stole it, or no, Esau sold it. Sold. Fair exchange is not robbery. If I tell you, hey, I'll give you this if you give me that, and then you say, okay, I didn't steal nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? What happened was Esau had that regret. He was like, dang. He was, Esau was had that Indian giver spirit, man. Trying to take back a gift. Nah, bro, you sold it already. I don't listen. If I buy your car, you can't come back 2 weeks later and be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? My grandma gave me that car. I feel bad about it too. R.I.P. grandma, but the car mine. You feel me? Hey, it is what it is. Birthright is ours. Let me get this. Salaki. I wanted to get one more precept. I gotta get this, man. Because Esau is finished. And we going into this because Nicanor is a damn Edomite and deaf to him. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Did you get this yet? Okay, I'm gonna get this real quick. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Keyword sold. It didn't say we stole it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't pull a move like Lot's daughters did. We didn't have to kind of get Esau tipsy to take it. The boy was hungry for some red meat, like they are now, like they still do to this day. And they so, let's just say it's stupid that they'll sell something as valuable as a birthright for a piece of red, for some medium rare steak, man. You know what I'm saying? For some I saw a video, man. Damn Edomite had you know, when you at the store and it's still in a pack. The meat is in a pack. Took it out the pack and just beat a piece off of it, bro. You'll never see Jake doing that. You know what I'm saying? Jake will just we just, hey, the Israelites, we don't get down like that. And that's how you know that, hey, they called him a profane person. He's the poster child for fornication and just being profane, just being disgusting in every way. They
Nasty.
don't even, they don't even get cold. You, bro, it could be 15 degrees outside with a 20-degree below wind chill. They outside with flip flops on.
No socks.
One of them damn Edomites by my job, and Salakia for being long with it. Salakia. I got one more precept with him done. Bro, this dude came outside with his baby without no coat on. Baby had to be a couple months old, man. It's all windy, it's cold, it's the winter time, snow falling. Everything about Esau is just is finished. And that's why I want to bring out this last precept. This second Corinthians 6:14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness? All this equality and you know, y'all, Jake, you like to march and protest and all of this stuff. You know, Jake, there's one thing about Jake, they gonna march. They gonna protest. Jake, you gonna march or you gonna protest? You gonna create some damn signs. You can go to Home Depot or Office Depot, buy a big black Sharpie, some white poster board, and write Black Lives Matter on it. Not understanding that these people will never ever see you in the way that you want them to see. And that's why we celebrate the destruction of Nicanor. But you got it.
God, man. Brother bringing it out. You can't trust him, man. Like I say, just because he buy you a donut or give you a cup of coffee, he, for some reason, he like the same team you like, that doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, when all hell break loose, or you do something, whatever that may be, he will get you, man. Esau always waiting on your downfall. I don't care how nice they is. It's in their spirit to go to war with you. Two manner of people, right? Two manner of people was in her womb. Jacob and Esau. You've been going at it since in the womb, man. Right? So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 35. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, O Mount Seir. Right? That's where Esau dwells, Mount Seir. Right? I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. See that? Perpetual hatred. Shed, it says, has shed the blood of the children of Israel. They doing it to this day, man. Look what's going on. I seen a video. It's a body cams. I'm gonna send it to you, most I willing, huh? Body cams are like officers doing things, getting caught up. you know, and Esau end up seeing Jake, not knowing that he's the FBI. He patting him down, talking crazy, and yeah, man, you have guns in here. You better listen to me. And this next thing you know, he found out he was in the FBI. He was hurt, man. But that goes to show you, if he wasn't, he probably could have ended up killing him. Then with Jake being the FBI, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm finna get you, cause now I know what you be doing, and it ain't nothing new, you know." But they have perpetual hatred, man, because we have the blessing, right? Eternal life. We could repent, you know. We could fast. If we ever need help or we in danger, we can call upon the Lord. Angels minister unto us, man. Angels hear our prayers if it's in a contrite heart or sincere. Right, verse 6, it says, "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sit thou, sit thou as thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." See that? And the Lord going to get up with Esau, the so-called white man, for the hatred that you guys, that they have to this day, all the other nations. Let's go to First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 38. Right? First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 38. Right? It reads, right, then Lysias chose Ptolemy, the son of what Dormenes, select for the pronunciation, and Nicanor and Gorgias, mighty men of the king's friends. So these were Antiochus' friends. Nicanor was one of Antiochus' friends, and he had perpetual hatred towards Israel. He hated Israel. He wanted to destroy Israel. This will always happen until the Lord like eliminate them off the earth, man. This will always happen when they always gonna want to afflict us. They always gonna want to kill us. They always want to rule over us. So the Lord exterminate them. That's when it's all gonna end. All right. Esther chapter 4 and verse 12. It reads, right? It says, "And they told Mordecai Esther's words," right? I believe this was what I wanted. Right? Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, "Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whither thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Then Mordecai bade them return Mordecai this answer, right? So Mordecai letting Esther know she was going to go on a fast. Haman, he wanted to try to destroy Israel. But you see, she was doing an act that's not according to their law. So it was either life or death in this situation. And Mordecai telling her, "Hey, he going to kill you for doing such a thing." And it's the mind. And if this on our forefathers' mind, they know this needs to be in our mind. If it's not, because the so-called white man always plotting against you. He got damn tracking devices, devices that can, they looking at us right now, man. Think they the most high, right? Let's go to First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 7. All right. Not to be too long-winded. This breaking down, he was one of Antiochus' friends. He is an Edomite, right? And their hatred is still here to this day, right? First Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 44. Right? It reads, "Now when Nicanor's hosts saw that he was slain, they cast away their weapons and fled." Right? Going into the battle of Nicanor, man. Verse 45, then they pursued after them a day's journey from Adasa unto Gazaria, sounding an alarm after them with their trumpets. Whereupon they came forth out of all the towns of Judea, Salakia, round about, and closed them in, so that they, returning back upon them that pursued them, were all slain with the sword, and not one of them was left. So our forefathers was made sure it was none of them left. Our forefathers put them to flight, right? Our forefathers put them to flight, man. This is something that to be remembered. Our people don't know this. They think we were just in shackles and we was picking cotton and we love gravy and cornbread, gravy and biscuits and chitlins. That's not our history, man. We was actually ruling. We had servants, we had cattle, we had crowns on our head, we had fine linen, right? We had chariots, and we ultimately win battles when we keep the commandments of the Lord. Our people don't know these things. And that's why we're here to bring it out through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So our forefathers, they put them to flight, man. They put Nicanor to flight, and they made sure was nothing left. They made sure the job was done, right? So if you got anything like you can, right? If you got some.
Let me see. Well, yeah, man. Hey, that's a good point you brought up. Like a lot of times, especially when we talking to people, maybe they new into the truth or they heard about the Israelites, but they not really too deep into it. It's like all we've ever been taught is like the last couple of years of our history. And we got to make Jake understand we didn't just fall out of the sky. That's not what happened. I was just going into this with a brother at camp the other day. You know, like we come from real life kings. We don't come from a line of, we don't come from no caves. Let me just say that. Okay. We ain't the twin brother that came out the caves, man. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. He was good at everything. And Jake, that's where you get that spirit of, hey, it be that one Jake, man. He ain't never worked out in his life, but he can dunk. He at the park hooping. I'm talking about, you feel me?
Right.
Doing East Bays through the legs. Boy, hit the blunt and still be able to cook somebody, man. 21 skunk, it's over with. You had Jake in the hood, man. He the most thugged out this, the most thugged out that. Got the voice of an angel when he sing. You feel like we just good at stuff for no reason. You'll have a 12-year-old little girl finna take college classes because she's so smart. You know what I'm saying? Like this is stuff that we really do. Just and this is in our destroyed state. See, at least when we were slaves, like physically, we knew that we were slaves. That's the difference. Now we don't even know. That's why we got to go into the destruction of Nicanor. Our people have never. You hear me out?
Gone.
Right. Our people have never seen us in power before. And this account right here of destruction of Nicanor is one of the most powerful moments of our history. Right. So I'm gonna get this precept and then you can get into it. This Song of Solomon, chapter 1. And I want to get verse 10. Now, King Solomon was from the tribe of Judah. He was a so-called black man. This is the wisest man in the whole Bible. He was a king. He was the son of David. If you even Christians know how mighty David is in the Bible, right? This is his son that reigned directly after him. Sorry, Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 10. He said, "Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold." I mean, is that not Jake? Got slugs. Hey, Jacob, you a greeter at Walmart. He got slugs in his mouth. You know, he got them chains of gold. That spirit is of old. That's not something new. That didn't just come out in the 80s when rap started getting popular. We really come from a powerful line of people. We come from King Solomon. And I ain't gonna get the precept right now, but hey, he had locks, all of that. But you gotta
Con. Hey, that's a mighty point, man. See, we just do we that's all of the Lord, man. That's all mercy of the Most High. You know, be giving us these physical gifts and talents. It's all made for war. It's all to magnify the Lord. It wasn't to magnify ourselves. You know, damn, like the brother said, he damn sniffing damn crack and go to the court and 32 somebody. You like, what the hell? In his lower state, but you never know that brother could have been a mighty warrior. It got a 50-inch vert because he was jumping off mountains, damn, slicing Edomites, slicing heathens, man. You know, fast as lightning, hooving horses, was doing that back then, man. David did it, right? We're gonna go to First Kings chapter 11, man. So our forefathers put heathens to flight. They put the so-called white man to flight, man. When we serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and have faith in him and realize that the fight is not ours, it's of the Lord's. First Kings chapter 11 and verse 14. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was of the king's seed in Edom. For it came to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab, the sergeant of the host, was going up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. Right? So David slew every male in Edom, man. Right? Verse 16. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel until he had cut off every male in Edom. You had David just going crazy on the Edomites, man, on the so-called white man. I mean, just relentless. Jake B, they be in the sports, they be playing ball and he hit 10 threes, or he just had 5 dunks in a row. He had 2 fast breaks dunks. Like, oh, he's relentless. No, this is the true relentless right here. Being relentless for the name of the Lord, for your brethren, for the nation, right? For Joab was for 6 months. For 6 months did Joab remain there. He stayed there for 6 months until all of them was wiped out. And why Christians not reading this? No, why y'all not reading this, man? The Lord is a man of war, man. Right? And at verse 14, we'll read this again. It said, and the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. Satan dwells in any body. But Satan was in Peter. Right? Let's get that. All right. Satan was in Peter. Right? This is Matthew chapter 16, verse 22. Get right to the point. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. So like you, right? So Satan was on Peter. And Yahweh had to rebuke Peter, man. He had to rebuke Satan, right? Get out of here. But as you see, the most famous vessel that Satan like to be in is a so-called white man, right? See that? So let's go to not verse, but we're gonna go to Maccabees chapter 1. First Maccabees chapter 7. Shalaki. First Maccabees chapter 7 and verse, let me see, 26. Right? First Maccabees chapter 7. Let me see. I have read that before. I'm gonna go to verse 27. Right? It reads, so Nicanor came to destroy with a great force, and sent unto Judas and his brethren deceitfully with friendly words. And Esau liked to do that. He has deep hatred towards you. Look what happened to The Gadites, man, the so-called Native Americans, man, with these peace treaties when they have no peace at all. They're not coming towards with peace when they have war. It's war in their heart. Let's get that right. This Psalms chapter 55, verse 21, right? It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, man. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And the same thing happened to our forefathers, right? To happen to the natives, happened to the Gadites. They tried to do it to Judas, man. He came with friendly words. What Trump say? Trump said, we did peace and safety, but you gotta send the missiles to Israel. You gotta take an oil from Venezuela. You trying to take over Greenland, man. The hell is wrong with you? That's madness, right? Mouth was smoother than oil. It's wicked. That's the craftiness of Esau, man. Verse 28. Let there be no battle between me and you. I will come with a few men that I may see you in peace. See that? That I may see you in peace. Just cunning words. They'll do that at your job, man. How you doing, man? I know you having a good day. That's good, man. We thinking about it's some positions open. We looking forward to, you should take a little hit at it, knowing damn well he don't even want you to get the job. He wants you fired. You go ahead.
Hey, it's funny you said that, right? So at my job last year, they had this position open. It's the same position I got, but it's like the next level up. So I'm the only person applied, right? Why they pulled me into the office with a write-up? It was like, oh, you did this, this, and that. So unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to give you. Hey,
Crafty, man.
You got it, dog. Hey, man, it's. I asked somebody. I was like, because bad news travels fast, and one of the people there was like, yeah, they probably did that so you wouldn't get that position. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, it was crazy, but you got it.
That's crafty, man. That's crafty. Just manipulation and wicked devices in a man. Oh, we can't let him. He's fit for it, but no, we don't want him. That's how powerful they is.
Hey, I passed the test and everything.
That's wicked, man. You can't make this up.
That's Esau, man.
That's why they don't want this Bible in our hand. This is why they have Christianity in. This is why they push religion so hard and this is why they took out the Apocrypha, the 14 books. This is why they took it out, because they didn't want you to know who they are, man. They didn't want you to know who you are, because it's the spirit, man. How do you know they're Esau? How do you know? The spirit doesn't lie. The spirit bear witness that they are the children of the wicked, man. And our spirit bear witness that we are the children of God. Now you got Israelites, they the children of the wicked. They do things that's contrary towards the Most High. But they can repent. We can repent if it's up to the Most High. They can't at all. And as you see, he came with friendly words. And he say, I will come with a few men that I may see you in peace. Yeah, okay. But let's read on. Verse 29. He came therefore to Judas, and they saluted one another peaceably. Howbeit the enemies were prepared to take away Judas by violence. So they was ready to do something, man. And they like to call us gangbangers and gangsters and thugs. They the ones that's the thugs. They the ones that's the gangbangers, man. Esau will come with damn 20 cop cars for one so-called black man. And all he did was blow a stoplight. That's all he did. Cause he trying to rush to get to work. But they brought 20 cop cars. For what? He doesn't smoke. He may drink a little bit, you know. He ain't got no guns in his car. He's a married man. For some reason, you got 20 cop cars. He may have a Bible sitting right on the dash. He probably don't read it, but he got a Bible on the dash. You still think he's up to something. That's only because you hate him and you fear what he can do to you if he know who he is. If he know who he is, he know who his God is. Esau fears that. This is why they push so much into this world, so the so-called black man can be indoctrinated and drunk, just be drunk, right? So it is off, right? It says, "Take away Judas by violence," right? Right. Let's read on. It says, "Which thing after it was known to Judas, to wit, that he came unto him with deceit. He was so afraid of him, and would see his face no more." So Judas, he had discernment, man. Judas had discernment. See that? Verse 31, Salakia. Nicanor also, when he saw that his counsel was discovered, and Esau hated when his counsel discovered, man. How did he? They be blue, red. They give you the all-time favorite smile that they do when you catch them looking when you catch them looking at you. They, the damn. I hate that smile, man. It's a demon smile. That's a smile that they want to kill you, man, but they can't. It ain't the right time in their heads, man. Right? It says, so Nicanor also, when he saw that his counsel was discovered, went out to fight against Judas beside what Cal for Solomon. It's like for the pronunciation, if I said that right. Right? It says, where there were slain of Nicanor's side about 5,000 men, and the rest fled into the city of David. It says, after this, Nicanor up to Mount Sinai, and there came out of the sanctuary certain of the priests and certain of the elders of the people to salute him peaceably and to shew him the burnt sacrifice that was offered for the king, which is off. I don't know why they doing that, but as you see, they can send it towards the heathen, right? It says, but he mocked them and laughed at them and abused them shamefully and spake proudly and swore in his wrath, saying, unless Judas and his host be now delivered into my hands, if ever I come again in safety, I will burn up this house. And with that, he went out in a great rage. See that? And this is the spirit of Esau, man. This is the spirit of the so-called white man. They do this at your job. Just pay attention. You see it in movies. You see it in TV shows. Forget about that. You see it in real life, man. They do it, especially when they have a badge on their chest, man. When they have a badge on their chest, you see who they are, right? You see it. Even if they may be nice, tell them the truth. That's all you got to do. Tell them the truth and watch how they start this glitching. They start twitching because that demon in them is like, yeah, he's figuring it out. He know who he is. He know who I am. Kill him. That's how they act, man. Verse 36, then the priest entered and stood before the altar in the temple, weeping and saying, right? And they just, they start weeping. The priest started weeping. Because they start to think this man is actually going to do what the things he do, but that's all up to the Lord. And remember, the reason why we in this situation is because we sin against the Most High. But through mercy and grace, us repenting, crying to the Lord, he will deliver us, right? Which as we read known to. So let's go to verse 47. Verse 47. Right? It says, afterwards, they took the spoils and the prey and smote off Nicanor's head. Right? So in the battle, right? In Adar, the month of Adar, man. Nicanor got slain. right? It says, afterwards they took the spoils and the prey and smote off Nicanor's head and his right hand, which he stretched out so proudly, and brought them away and hanged them up toward Jerusalem. For this cause the people rejoiced greatly, and they kept that day a day of great gladness, man. Moreover, they ordained to keep yearly this day, being the 13th of Adar, man. So, hey, he got his head cut off. He got his right hand cut off. Cause they sure do like to do this. They love to do that, man. You know, he stretched his hand proudly. Hey, if Judas and the host don't be delivering my hand, man, hey, it's over with for y'all. You know, but this is a day to rejoice and be glad. You know, and praise the Most High. Because why you praising the day where we was killed? Praising the day when we got our heads cut off. All these wicked games in the world is literally from them destroying us. You know, I don't know if brothers heard of it or Ak you heard of it. Man, you know how they got in the summer, they got like you throw the dang on ball at a little target and you fall into the water. Hey, they did.
Um, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what you're
I
talking about.
forgot I forgot what it was called, but hey, best believe they was doing that to us. You know, that game derived from slavery. And it wasn't nice, man. You get stoned. You know, that all these wicked, hey, this is why they gotta go. And this day at sundown, right, on the 28th, we gotta rejoice hard, man. We gotta remember all the things that they have done to us, right? In time past and present, right? And it's gonna increase, right? So let's go to let me see, just for the sake of time, let's go to Sirach chapter 25, verse 7. Just going into destruction of Nicanor, the perpetual hatred, how he tried to destroy us, and Judas, right? Through the hand of the Most High God, you know, gave us the victory, right? So let's go to Sirach chapter 25, verse 7, right? 25, Sirach chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. In the 10th, I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And most I will, and we be able to see the fall of our enemies, man. Just realize, just Lord willing, we make it to the kingdom. We get to see the teacher you hated deeply, a manager, a co-worker, right? Or just the fact that you just hate Esau and you get to see him overthrown. You get to see Yahweh Bashem Yahushai cutting Esau down, dashing his head into the stones, right? And that's a righteous, a spiritual bucket list. See the fall of your enemies, man. That's a spiritual bucket list. And you only gonna get that if you endure and keep the commandments. And the Lord has mercy on you, man. That's the only way you'll be able to see that. Most I willing. Right? If you got something, Mark, you can bring it out through the spirit.
I had something I want to close with. You could finish off what you was trying to finish.
Okay, Kai. I got one more precept, maybe two, through the spirit, right? Sirach chapter 14, verse 11. Right? It says, my son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself and give the Lord his due offering. Right? So, this is a day of rejoicing and turning up, right? Jump down to verse 14. Defraud not thyself of the good day, and let not the part of a good desire overpass thee. So you don't want to forget about this day. This is a beautiful day to literally celebrate a day of destruction of the heathen, right? And realizing that this is a foreshadow to come because they're going to get eliminated off the earth, right? They're going to get destroyed for all the things that they done. And we only know a small thing that they have done to us throughout history. Imagine what the Lord knows, and He's going to reveal it to us. He's going to put His anger inside of us, and we're going to know what the hell they done, right? It says, shalt thou not live thy travails unto another, and thy labors to be divided by lot? It says, give and take and sanctify thy soul, for there is no seeking of deities in the grave. The Lord said, rejoice, rejoice, man. The Lord commanded us to rejoice and be in mirth. Yes, we have to mourn, we have to weep, we have to groan, but the Lord is a just God. If the Lord commanded you to mourn, not mourn, but if He commanded you to mirth, hey, be happy, man. He gave you this day to be happy. He allowed you to know your heritage. He allowed you to know about the feast days. Our people don't know about the feast days at all. They waiting for damn a whole year to celebrate something, not knowing that it's vanity, and your family really don't even love you for real. So, hey, it's a beautiful day to remember. But you got to.
That's the excuse me. That's the crazy part about them fake holidays in the world. It's not even genuine. You know, it's not even genuine, man. It's not even. Uh, Give me 1 second. Somebody got to get put in time out in the comments. Right. But anyway, it's not even genuine. But this that the Lord gave us is genuine. The creator of heaven and earth said on this day, hey, we gonna celebrate this. We gonna celebrate. Bro, just imagine if somebody was trying to do something to your kids. So it's trying to do something to your dad, to your big brother, to your best friend, somebody you truly, deeply care about. And then they end up getting jammed up. You find out somebody's trying to do something to your cousin. They end up getting they catch a life sentence. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was trying to do something to you. Hey, the Lord kind of get up with them. So how much more so the creator of heaven and earth who chose us? Why wouldn't He want us to enjoy the fall of these people? And only a coon wouldn't want the fall of these people. They have shown at every turn exactly how they feel about us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to close out with this. Let's get Obadiah chapter 1, man.
Mm-hmm.
Obadiah chapter 1. I ain't going to read the whole thing. Man, I would love to, but hey, for the sake of time, I'm going to read the whole thing because, hey, Obadiah, he was getting down, man. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse, we're going to start at 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. That's literally going on right now. Right now. Nobody is scared of this man like they used to. They used to put fear in everybody on earth. China not scared of him no more. You know, hey, or even them damn Hamites over there in Africa. They not really too much going for that no more. France putting all them banks and stealing all their money and stealing all it. They not really feeling that no more. I saw a reel on Instagram the other day because all that stuff going on in Mexico. One of the sisters, one of the Issachar sisters down there was like, don't drink the Kool-Aid. I'm paraphrasing. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. This is really just them Americans trying to stir something up so that they can go push an agenda forward. They not even falling for it. They'll tell you this and that on the news, but they always got a hidden motive. Like why is the president, I think it's the president of Mexico, a Jewish woman? How did that work? You ever seen a Jewish Mexican before? Never. That don't even sound right. So this is why we fully have to support and keep this high holy day, man. I'm gonna get one more out of here. Let's get um I want to drop down to verse number 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the house of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And hey, I didn't write this. That's thus saith the Lord, man, through the hand of Obadiah. Because of the things that they did, if y'all mad at us for what we saying about Nicanor, you're gonna be pissed off when the Lord returns. I mean, it is what it is. You know. So hey, death to Esau, because what happened to Nicanor is gonna happen on a much more grand scale. And Lord willing, like the brothers bringing out in Sirach 25:7, we get to see the fall of our enemy. You know. But with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Kwam Yashalu, and Shalom.
Shalom.